Good evening. It's Thursday. Time for another Georgia Tech preview. And everybody knows we got a big game at Wallace Wade Stadium in Durham, North Carolina against the Duke Blue Devils. And I'm just going to say it flat out. I don't think I'll get much disagreement here. It's the biggest game of the year. I would even put it as bigger than Georgia. I would say that this game is going to define how our season goes moving forward. I know it's only game 7. We've only played half the battles so far. We played 50% of our season, and the big argument right now seems to be that we haven't played anybody, so Duke will be our first big test on the road, and they too are looking very good. They're a great football team. And what we're going to see is two great offenses and two okay and potentially very good defense. I learn a new term about football every single year, and the term that I've learned from watching previews of this game is the word havoc. I didn't even know havoc was a stat in football or a defining mark of a football team, and apparently Duke's good at it. So what we have to do is we need to block for Haynes King. I know this offensive line, especially Keelan and the others on the one side can block for him, but we need a 100% effort. Harrison Moore, all of them up front to continuously block for Haynes King. It's going to be a tale of two amazing quarterbacks in the ACC, are Haynes King and Duke's Darian Mensah. Two unbelievably great quarterbacks that define and change the game when they play. I think this is going to be a dogfight. I think this is going to be a heavyweight fight that people are going to remember in ACC lore for years to come. And it's the game that is going to determine who is the top dog in the ACC, who has a clear path to the ACC championship. And here's the thing, I'm very happy with the season so far. I had somebody earlier this week say that, or basically infer that I wasn't being honest and that I didn't understand football just because I wasn't down in the dumps about how the team was going, that we basically just cakewalked our way to a 6-0 record. And here's the thing, if you've been a Yellow Jacket fan for any longer than an hour, you understand how rare 6-0 is. Just like I said, and we've heard a few times, we've only been 6-0 to start a year twice in the last almost 60 years of Tech football. That's a long time. So you don't get to 6-0 by accident in college football. It just doesn't happen. You play good football and you find a way to win, and that's what we've done. And as we all know, it's been way worse. The last couple seasons, what was on my mind going into each game was, okay, how do we get that 6th win? How do we become bowl eligible? That was the number one thing on my mind, and I would think, well, if we could pull an upset here and we can beat this beatable team, we'll be good to go. That is how I approach 2023 and 2024. This year, bowl eligibility is already there. Through the first 6 games, we got it right away. So when you look at that, it's a whole different team. Right now, I'm trying to figure out a path to the ACC championship game, but with getting rid of divisions and changing scheduling, Virginia had a game against NC State that was a non-conference game. I don't know how that works. Don't ask me. I do not tap into the weird sort of cult mindset of the ACC right now, and it could be the downfall of the conference. But bottom line, we're in good shape to get there. And the worst that could happen is, we go 6-1, 3-1 in the conference, and we got to bounce back from there. But I'm very confident that Brent Key's going to have these guys locked in. And what I've been seeing here on TikTok and on X and on other forms of social media is that we Tech fans are so nervous, and I understand that. I mean, I've been at this since '09, and I've seen a lot of great games and a lot of awful games in that span. 16 years is a long time. And a lot of these guys coming up now that are Jacket fans are younger than me, which surprises me. A lot of the big YouTuber guys, and I have the utmost respect for anybody that covers our team. I'm just going to say that, but it's mind-boggling to me that I'm no longer one of the younger guys of the Jacket fandom. Now guys that when I became a fan, they were in elementary school, are coming out and doing game previews and videos and things. I like seeing that. And they all seem to wonder when the other shoe's going to drop. When are we going to have a mulligan? When are we going to have a crappy game? Because that's just kind of the Georgia Tech way. And I understand that. I'm not trying to say that they're wrong. I'm not trying to gatekeep the fan base. I think we need to change that attitude, though. I've even joked about it several times over the years that sort of the Tech tradition is to win when they expect you to lose and lose when they expect you to win. That's kind of just what we do. And it's a silly joke. I think that started under Chan Gailey, and Paul Johnson sort of did it. A few teams prepared for the option well enough and beat us when they weren't supposed to. I think we need to change that mindset, though. I think Brent Key and his attitude of, okay, that play didn't work out, let's go to the next play. Every play has a mind of its own. There's no scoreboard. We're just going to keep working and getting better at what we do. I think that's a very good attitude, and I think we as fans need to get behind that. I love Brent Key. The man was perfect hire for head coach, and regardless of how the rest of the season goes, I'm 100% behind the man, 1,000% behind the man. He is trying to do what many great men in the realm of college football failed to do on the flats, and that is build a consistently winning program. And just little by little, he's taken out kind of that self-sabotage that goes on at Georgia Tech, that we can't do anything big here. We can't be like an SEC school. We can't be top dogs. We're not Miami. We're not Alabama. We're not Georgia. He's trying to take away that mindset. So we need to stop having that mindset as fans too. I have learned my role as a fan is to be 100% behind the guys. I've done some idiotic things in the past that ultimately serve to draw negative attention towards myself, and I'm looking to improve that because I just didn't understand. My role of being a fan and going to games, having season tickets, was always to support the guys. And I'm trying to learn as a fan, and I'm trying to pass it on to you. But back to the game. That being said, back to the game. It's a very even keel game. Duke's favored by 2.5, but that's only because they're the home team. You got to understand how Vegas lines work. Vegas lines give the home team 3 extra points. So if you're the home team, that's 3 more in your favor. So if we were the home team on the flats this year, like we were last year against Duke, we'd be a half-point favorite. So to me, that says the betting line's about even. It could go either way. Because there's really no way a team can win by a safety and a half exactly to cover the spread. So you'd have to win by field goal. Score prediction, I'd say this is a toss-up. If we're gonna have a loss, let's just put this one as a loss. I haven't predicted us to have a loss since the Clemson game, and thankfully I was wrong. So I'm just gonna say final score. Either way, it's a toss-up, 31-28. That's my final score prediction, and I'm sticking to it. And hopefully we come out on the other side. Go Jackets.